Hi, it's Jack Zufeld and Ken Rolsons again. We're here to talk to you in segment number 2 to help you understand how to get people from the cold market into your acquaintance market. Remember in the last segment I talked about the family, friends market, that's the hot market, if you will, warm. And then there's the acquaintance market. The third market is the total stranger market, that's the rest of the world. And if you don't learn how to get those people into the acquaintance market, once you've gotten through these two lists, you're out of business. This is crucial that you learn how to do that. So I want to give you some examples that I've learned how to do this extremely well. And you're going to have to rise to the level of being confident and talkative. If you're not confident and talkative, it's not going to work for you, so you're going to have to acquire that trait. One of the things you may want to do is get this audio program that I wrote and recorded called Learn to Earn, because audio number 2 is 1 solid hour about this information, and I only have about 7 or 8 minutes to give you this information because I want to hold your attention. You can get this at the, where is it?
www.showmethemoneystore.com.
All right, now I'm not trying to sell this, I'm just trying to give you education, but there's more on here than what I've got time to give you right now. But here's the big picture. Once I went to a store training somebody how to do this kind of cold contacting, and I walked up to a man who was in a shoe department. Young man comes up to me first of all and he said, "May I help you?" And I said, "No, I'd like to talk to him." And I picked a guy that was about my age because I did not want to talk to a teenager. Teenagers generally don't make any money in this business, so don't waste your time on teenagers. No offense to teenagers, but don't waste your time. At least in this format. If you ever try to market anything on the internet, that's another world.
Oh yeah.
And separate them all together. But when we're talking about network marketing, don't waste your time. Anyway, this other guy comes over to me and he says, "May I help you?" Remember, we're in the shoe department of a major shoe store chain. And I said, "Well, actually, I'm interested in shoes." So I said, "I use Florsheim shoes, the ones I was wearing, and I'm looking for some really comfortable shoes." I just started the conversation. You got to get good at starting conversations. I asked him, "What's the best shoes you guys have?" And this guy began to unload all this knowledge on me about shoes. I didn't want to know that much about shoes. We talked for 5 minutes about shoes. How the stitching's done, I did not care. But I was building a rapport, and I was prospecting. And the man was impressive. He knew so dang much. Finally, I said that. Compliment people honestly. I said, "Man, you sure know a lot about shoes. How long you been selling shoes?" And then he said something that blew my mind. He said, "About 6 months." Wow. "What did you do before that?" He said, "Well, now remember that question. What did you do before that?" Because a lot of people have had a career of X. Really? How long have you been doing that? And they'll tell you their life story after that. He said, "Well, I happen to be a memory expert. And I have an audio program that I sell all over the world, and I do seminars on memories." And I said, "What? Why are you selling shoes? Do you mind me asking that?" Now remember, we built a rapport. I know for a fact that if you can spend 30 seconds to a couple of minutes to build a relationship with somebody very quickly, a rapport back and forth, they'll listen to anything you have to say. And he said that he made a big mistake in one of his business decisions and it really hurt him and somebody ripped him off. And the end result, he says, "I was out of money and I needed cash flow, so I took this job to pay my bills." I said, "Man, I'm really impressed with that. How would you like to take that skill, memory skill, and the ability to do seminars and lead people and make a whole lot more money than you'll ever make here selling shoes?" You know what he did, Ken?
What's that?
I've never had it done before that. It was amazing. He went like this, and he ducked his head, and he started to cry.
Oh.
And I'm talking about that kind of crying. It wasn't just tears. He was sobbing. Finally, he looks up, and he wipes the tears away, and he said, "You're an answer to prayer." Now, that's perfect prospecting. I got to tell you, that was a home run prospect. All I did was offer something to him that he might need, and it turns out that he needed it really bad. He said, "Anything." So I said, "I want you to watch this video, Show Me the Money video," and then he's very interested. So we left that store and went over to, or that department of the store, and went over to the cosmetics department.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know anything about cosmetics. All I know is this. If I walk into a store or in front of somebody and I decide to start a conversation, I'm going to open my mouth and words are going to come out. You have to get that good at talking to people. Open your mouth and say something, and it'll start a conversation. So here I am going into a department I know nothing about, and there's a woman standing behind there. I mean, make sure they're not busy. There's a young woman standing, maybe 35 years old, standing there, bored as can be, and I walked right up to her. I have no idea what I'm going to say. Just got real lucky, because in the counter, I looked in as I got close enough, and there was a product that my wife uses. Here's how I started the conversation. "My wife sure likes that stuff." See, that's not real professional, is it? You don't have to be professional, you just have to be able to talk. If you can talk and swallow a juice, you can make a ton of money with the Hishinoni.
That's right.
And that's what you said you did. You invited 400 people
Yeah.
in what, 4 months or 5 months?
Just that was my thing. Yeah, 100 people a month.
And
was
you
my
said
goal.
you learned how to start a conversation as you served as a missionary for your church.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. You got to learn how to start a conversation. So I said, my wife sure likes that stuff. And she goes, yeah, that's really good stuff. And I said, why do you think she likes it so much? And a rapport started and a conversation. And she started educating about all this stuff in the counter. Oh, your wife should like this. You should get her this. And she starts showing me all this other cosmetics. And I said, I don't buy my wife stuff like that. Otherwise she'll have to bring it back and get what she does want. And I said, man, you sure know a lot about, here's that phrase, you sure know a lot about this cosmetics and all these materials here. How long have you been doing this? She said, 4 months. Really? Quite knowledgeable. What'd you do before that? She says, well, I used to work for a health club. I am a nutritionist and I'm a fitness expert. I said, why aren't you still doing that? Do you still like it? She said, oh, I love it. Well, why aren't you doing that? She said, well, they kept cutting my hours back. And I finally had to get a 40-hour-a-week job. And so I took this one. I said, how? Now here's the door open. How would you like to take your knowledge of the human body and love for helping other people? Because you enjoyed that, didn't you? And she said, yeah. Because I know when you're a personal trainer, you got to interact with people. She said, I love it. How would you like to take that skill and make a whole lot more money than you'll ever make at this department? And she said, tears in her eyes also. 2 out of 2 starts crying. Tears well up. She says, I can't believe it. I was just saying in my prayers this morning, God help me. And a total stranger walks up and offers me a way to make more money. It was like miracle. It's not because Jack Zufeld's a magician, because I'm not. All I know is that, like you can, we learned how to talk to people. And if you can talk to people or get other people to talk to people, you can make a ton of money. So, what I'm going to suggest you do is you could go to any store, any mall, any place where there are human beings and start conversations and have the willingness to ask them this question. Have you heard of Show Me the Money video? It's an incredible thing. You haven't seen that? Give me your email address. I'll send it to you because it'll show you how to make a whole lot more money than you'll ever make doing this. If you walk onto a car dealership, just stand there out in the parking lot. Just stand there. Wait. You will attract a salesman. Somebody will come up and say, may I help you? You looking for a car today? You say, actually, no, I can help you. Just be bold. I can help you. You see, I knew if I stood here long enough, some super salesman was going to come out and ask me if he could help me. How would you like to take that skill and make a whole lot more money than you'll ever make selling cars? You're trying to sell me now, aren't you? Well, actually, I am. Tell the truth. I talk about that all the time. Tell the truth.
Yeah.
Actually, I am. I am trying to. You see, I'm like a headhunter. And I'm assembling a team of people who want to make more money. And you would be perfect for it. So give me your email address. I'll send you a video called Show Me the Money. You'll see what I'm talking about, and then we'll talk. What's your email address? So that's the invitation. Have you heard of the Show Me the Money video? That's what you say, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of the ways. Yeah, very much.
And how do you get them to watch the video?
I just asked for permission. I just asked them, is it all right if I send it to you?
Yep.
And I wanted to make another point. I noticed that when you were talking to all these people, you didn't say, I'm Jack Zufeld, I was awarded all these things. You didn't talk about you. You talked about them and what interests them.
Good point.
And that opened up. I think that's brilliant.
When you go fishing, and that's what we're doing, you take the right lure. You don't brag about how good your fishing pole is. It's the lure that matters. And the lure is what appeals to them. And what appeals to them? Every time, money.
That's right.
They need and want more cash flow, and all it will give to them. And you're walking in with an answer to their concern, worries, or fears to get out of debt, to live a better lifestyle. And you're saying, I have this for you. So wait till you see what's going to happen in the next few segments. I do recommend that you go to the Show Me the Money store and get this so that you can focus on just CD number 2. And it will help you become a master prospector so that you can get everybody 9, 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 saying, yes, send me the video. Now, not everybody's going to want to sign up, but enough will. If you can find one leader every 6 months in 3 years, you'll be financially independent and wealthy. See you in the next segment.